welcome to Cubbin with Chrissy. My name is Christina and I am super excited to start this channel. It is now January 2024 and I thank each and every one of you for coming on with me from my intro video because we are about to have an amazing year. I know in the first video I kind of prefaced what my channel was going to be about. The journey of getting pregnant, being pregnant, postpartum, how I've adjusted to being a new mom, tips and tricks and self-care and all that good stuff. But I thought, what better way to start the new year than to talk about something that we should be doing all year, which is prioritizing our self-care. So, what does my self-care look like nowadays? Let me tell you what it did look like, okay? So before little one, self-care would look like getting up on a Saturday morning, going to Starbucks, going to the gym, maybe going to Target for a little bit, getting my nails done, hands and feet, of course, and maybe even a massage. Other days that may look like going to a one-stop shop. Not sure if everybody has heard of it, but there is this place in Atlanta called Jeju that was like my number one place to go until I found out about Spa Land, and that is like an alternative Jeju. They have a lot of the same things. They have the jacuzzis, the saunas, the cafeteria where you can eat a bunch of good Korean food. They have the hip baths and body scrubs and all that good stuff. But unlike Jeju, they are not 24 hours. But they're still open really early and close pretty late. So anyway, that is definitely a place that I would hit up often. But as a mom, I don't have unlimited time to be away from the house, especially when breastfeeding. Yes, I can pump beforehand, but a lot of the times, I mean, my baby's only 5 months. So a lot of the time she needs not just that nutrition, but she needs that comfort as well. So don't want to be gone from the house too long, but at the same time, you guys, I need to get out. I need to get out of this house. I feel my vitamin D slowly depleting, and I'm not as consistent, nearly as consistent as I was with my prenatals during pregnancy as I am now. I may take a prenatal vitamin every other day. I'm lying, every other week, which I'm trying to get better at doing, and that is probably why, I don't know if you can see, but I'm experiencing postpartum hair loss as well. Not fun at all, and I thought I had gotten past that mark, that 4-month, 5-month mark where they say you start experiencing it. I was like, oh, I'm home free, it's not happening to me, until I washed my hair one day and saw it coming out, and not large clumps, but it was noticeable. It was not my norm. Yeah, that has not been fun. And I was told that taking your prenatal vitamins after giving birth on a consistent basis could help with that, and I haven't been consistent. So not saying that my edges could have been completely saved by doing it the right way, but it probably would have helped a little bit. But anyway, so back to what my self-care looks like now. A lot of it is around the house. I'm going to be honest with you. I still do get out, but I have to get creative and find ways to kind of create my own experience, my own spa-like experience with my baby in the next room. And it's usually while she's napping. And I know what most people say, you sleep when the baby sleeps. Come on now. I want to know who these mamas are that are actually able to sleep when their baby sleeps. Because if anything, I don't know about y'all, but I get a burst of energy when my baby goes to take a nap, most times at least. And that's when I'm like, okay, whew, she's down. let me do this, let me do that, let me clean the house, let me clean myself. Like, that's when my sensors are activated, like things that I wasn't even thinking about before. I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time to do that. So, sometimes my spa days look like, let me actually clean myself. And not to say that I neglect my ADLs, y'all. I don't do that. I still shower every day, brush my teeth, all that good stuff. But there's a difference in just doing it and going through the motions and getting it done and out the way, and enjoying a shower and enjoying a full body lotion and kneading into your skin the way you would knead into a piece of meat or a good steak, just tenderizing yourself. That is a different experience. And to be honest, I wasn't doing all of that pre-baby. I hate to say it, but I may lotion after a shower. I may not. I mean, it just depended on what was next, what I needed to get to doing. If I'm fully clothed and nobody knows I'm ashy, what's the point? Now I see there is a point. Pregnancy, just in general, has definitely taught me that my body, my skin is not invincible the way that I thought. And the things that I used to neglect, I can't afford to anymore. It's just the pregnancy will show you, okay, you see this stretch mark free body you have? Yeah, that, you may come out not having many, which thank God I don't have many, but I still do see things that weren't there before. My entire neck was black. I mean, I got so many moles, and moles, they run in my family. It is hereditary. My mom has moles on her neck. My grandma had moles on her, so I knew I was bound to get them. But as soon as I started getting them, my mom was like, oh, you're getting the moles a little early. I didn't get my moles until I was at least 40, 45. I'm like, oh, well, thank you very much. I guess I'm getting the moles early. But yeah, you guys, like, this is the only body we have. This is the one that God gave us, and we have to be good stewards with what He has given us. So that includes lotioning. I say all that to say I lotion now. And that is something that, depending on what type of day I'm having, that can be therapeutic in itself. Just taking my time, really getting in the grooves, and especially after a good, hot, baby crying free shower, it feels amazing. And yes, that shower is with dim lights and candles lit and some soft jazz playing. When I say I create the vibe, I'm creating the vibe, okay? I want it to feel as close to Spa Land or Jeju as possible, if I can help it at all. So what else? What other at-home spa services do I give myself? I did recently invest in a good mini steamer that I got from Amazon. It's so cute too. It's like black with the pink neck that the steam comes out of. And I just sit there. I bring a little stool and I plug it up, put the water in, and just go and let it steam my face. I take time to actually do a facial. I may even cut up a cucumber just to say I did it, and then put those cucumbers on my eyes, and I may not see any change in puffiness or under eye bags, but hey, it's just the fact that I put some cucumbers on my eyes and it felt a little closer to being at a spa. So between the cut up cucumbers and the vitamin E oil, I have gotten some vitamin E oil to just put on my face to give it that extra little glow. I invested in a better toner, better products for makeup when I actually do want to put on a face and not look like everyday Christina. It's all about your attitude though, and I can't stress that enough. If I'm going into it like, I guess I'll just settle for X, Y, and Z instead of X, Y, and Z, then I'm not going to see the value in it. I'm not going to get that break and feel refreshed and feel like, oh, I had some me time. And you actually have to spend some time on you to consider it as me time. Me time is not, oh, I get to do the laundry that I have had stacked up for 3 days. I get to go to the grocery store and buy food for the family. That is not me time. And that is like a news flash for myself. Even I'm saying that to you guys, but I'm also saying that to myself to reiterate what I know is true. But in the very beginning, like postpartum month 2, month 3, I thought that was me time because that was literally the only time that I had to myself. And a lot of moms don't get out of that mentality, and they don't see that as just a necessary task that they have to do in order for their household to function. But that is not time for you, and it shouldn't be used synonymously with time for yourself. It shouldn't be communicated to other people in your household like, oh, I'm gonna have some me time and go to the grocery store, because then you're teaching people around you that it's okay for them to see you doing a necessary task as your self-care. That is not what that is at all. So anywho, lessons that I've learned. I am also a songwriter and singer, and I was able to complete my album right before I got pregnant with my daughter. I recorded my 11th song, and I think 2 days afterwards, I went to the doctor and found out I was pregnant. I was like, oh, great. So I'm glad I got that done. That was a huge project, and I have more work to do in a different way. I have a great work to do, which is probably the greatest work that I will ever do, which is being a mother. But as far as what I have consistently been able to do, or at least start, is performing again. So I was able to take one of those songs that I wrote like almost 2 years ago, and I was able to perform it at Apache. And if you don't know about Apache, Apache has been around for quite some time. It is a place in Atlanta where a lot of new artists come to showcase their talent and their music. They're rappers, singers, poets, models, fashion designers, you name it. But it is a great way to get discovered, and not just discovered, but to perfect your craft. And that was my main goal for this year, outside of learning the ins and outs of being a mommy. But it was to start perfecting my own craft and to get a lot more comfortable on stage and having more of a stage presence and projecting and things like that. So that for me is self-care for sure. Just being able to do something that I've always loved to do, which is perform. So that is the I would say my favorite form of self-care. Yeah, let's put it that way. My second thing would have to be skating. And I know that sounds a little like, what? That's like playtime. But yes, it's adult playtime. And that is something that I have always wanted to learn how to do in the smooth way. You know, I can skate, but I can't skate. You know, I can't really ATL skate, you know, and that's something I've always wanted to learn how to do ever since I watched the movie ATL and saw how cool they were doing it over in Cascade. So I recently joined a adult skate, well, I wouldn't call it a club. It's more like just skate lessons for beginners, and it's an hour on Sundays. I am learning from Lila_skate. She is from Germany, and she has been instructing for quite some time. When I walked in, you guys, to the skate rink and I saw who my instructor was, I was like, this girl got a body. She is literally built like a brick house. And she, get this, just had a baby too. So, of course, I'm going to do everything she says, not just for skating purposes and learning the skills and techniques and everything, but I want to be bad too. You know, I still got to look sexy for my husband. So, yeah, she definitely showed us a lot of good foundational things in the first lesson. And she also said that it's good for getting back in shape too, especially for those that don't really like the gym, but they still want to do something, some form of activity to get back in shape. She said it's great for your core. And it makes your leg muscles and thigh muscles firm again because you're using so much of that muscle with the ins and the outs and skating backwards, and just it's a lot of muscles involved. So yeah, I'm excited about that for sure. Anywho, you guys, that is my first episode. I am very interested in what other moms do for self-care, what that looks like, if that's solely in the home, whether they're doing something outside of the home to just keep themselves afloat mentally and emotionally. Please let me know in the comments. And until next time, you guys, thanks for Cubbin with Chrissy.